So this putter's just been sitting in my vintage set. Now I did a review on it, but I think I'm gonna pull that because it just wasn't up to snuff and I just never felt satisfied with it. So let's do this thing justice. So here we have the Ultra by Wilson Golf two-sided putter. This is just a classic blade design. I love simple blade putters. So this is a Wilson Golf product. And you can see the Wilson W on the top of the grip. I like this grip too. It's got that little thumb hole, so you're never questioning where to put your hand. That's just a good reference point for me to hold the putter. And that's actually a good grip for what you pay for this putter. You actually get some kind of visual or by feel aid instead of just a plain generic grip. So now we're gonna cut to some footage I filmed for the original review on Brightwood Golf and Country Club's putting green last year.
You know, getting 18 holes and it's gonna be nice. I've only had a few rounds. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Exactly, yeah. But, you know, at this point, I'll take what we can get, right? Yeah. It'll all be okay. Exactly, yeah. They're doing the conference today, I think, so hopefully, okay, yeah.
And not too bad there. Just missed them by a little bit. I definitely feel like I'm making a better stroke just out of necessity though.
So is there a date?
So anyway, I brought this up. I was this far inside.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Yeah, we were like, we're not even
I left some meat on the bone on that one.
yeah, the chippies last thing.
We got those two up. The first one was just a crap stroke. I've seen some decent enough accuracy results. I would like to drain more, but I'm definitely more accurate on my lag putting. So I'm making that more smooth stroke. Like I caught myself with the Scotty just doing this one. Go. Now we're getting the feel for it. I played that too outside, but it went where I pointed it. So one in, and one a little long, one a little short, but at the end of the day it went where I pointed it. And now we're gonna cut to some on-course footage from my playing Brightwood with vintage clubs vlog. recovery for the path. gotta hit it, Jake. You gotta hit it. Oh, dear, 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 dear. No guts, no glory. Oh, hold that line. Ooh! Oh! That would have been the hero par. Hit it. Hit it. Oh! That's how you save par after being all over the place. Oh, I'm gonna get a beer for that one. 9 locks red if you got it, good man. Ah, what a par. Whoa! This putter's got game. You see how I saved that par after totally misreading that downhill putt and it just flew by the hole and I just walked up. Nah, well, we got the par. Tell you the truth, I wasn't even really thinking when I hit it. I just lined it up, gave it a good run at it, and boom, there's your par after an atrocious birdie attempt. And then that par that was so good. I think that putt was even off the green a little bit now that I look back at it. So I think that was a fringe putt on one of the hardest greens on Brightwood, number 6. Like 20 plus feet, boom. Yeah, for 50, 60 bucks. I really like this putter. Like just messing with it here again reinforces the point. Is I catch myself with the Scotty, like I said in the original footage, on the putting green. You know, you catch yourself doing that, or even just doing it a little bit, knocking your putt off line, even that little bit, that'd screw with it. So when you set up to one of these putters, well, you know if you got it straight because it's literally just a piece of metal on a stick. It's so simple. That's what makes alignment easy, in a way, is you know if you got it straight. Like, look, you can see right off the bat if you're opening and closing the face and setting up crooked. And I just made that. So I've been messing with the Wilson here on my indoor putting surface. And I've noticed something. Going to a more modern blade, if you could call it. I mean, this style of blade putter's been around since like the 60s, 70s with the ping putters. But we'll call this the modern blade putter. There's just that little bit more to the club, that it's more than a piece of metal on a stick, and setup is a breeze now. Like, I'm making better putting strokes just by putting with that simple, like, I don't want to say it's a piece of metal on a stick like it's a bad thing. I say it's a piece of metal on a stick in a good way because it's so bloody simple that you have to make a good putting stroke. So I am thoroughly impressed with this putter for what I paid for it. And as I mentioned, I love these old style blade putters, whether it be the heel shafted flange back style. And that Yes putter is actually the putter that won me 2 gold medals that I swapped for the Scotty, because if it can't put balls in the hole as consistently or more consistently than this old thing, it ain't worth buying. But the Scotty was doing some good work. I think I've made more birdies with this putter than any putter I've owned. But I've succeeded in competition, winning 2 provincial gold medals for Nova Scotia in the Special Olympics with this putter. So that's the only conundrum I'm having. I'm putting well with a 34, but I'm also putting well with a 35. So I might have to go get that looked at, like talk to my golf pro. I know a few golf pros that could give me a quick look. But then again, it's feel. I love all 3 of these putters. And like I said, picking up my Scotty Cameron after messing around with this one, like, I putt better it feels easier to use the more technology-filled putter. You know, this thing's got it's got perimeter weighting and stuff in it. None of these putters have like removable weights. You could call the design of the Bullseye perimeter weighted because that was the whole idea. You get this as close to the center as you're allowed to or were allowed to, because I did some research. That's why these were designed. You couldn't have a totally center shafted putter. So you get it as close as possible, and then you put some of the weight back here with the little bulbous part right here. And what happens is you actually got a pretty high MOI design. So the technology is basically the shape of this head is what gives it a good MOI design. So now let's go over the pros and cons. Pro, it's inexpensive. So even if you don't bag it, it's good as a training aid. Just keep it lying around, even if it's not your main stick. Another pro, it looks cool. I don't care what anyone says, a brass two-sided putter is one of the best looking putter designs ever. It's just timeless. Another pro is, as I mentioned, it's a piece of brass on a stick and there's no technology in it barring the shape of the head, the way the head is built and the way the weight is distributed to give it high MOI. There's not weights in it. There's not all these deebahs and doodahs in them. So that's what keeps the cost down. They're literally so simple, but in their simple design, they actually have good MOI. So there is a thing to it. All right, now for the cons. First off, you can only buy these putters at retail in 35 inches. There is no 34s, 33s, or 36 inches. It's just a 35-inch putter, and any customization to shaft length will have to be done out of pocket. The only other con I can think of with this putter is its simplicity. While its greatest strength is also its greatest weakness, because I don't know about you, but not everyone wants to look down and just see a skinny hunk of metal behind the ball. They want to see something more akin to this. Still a blade putter, but there's just that, you know, there's that flange to the back of it, and there's a little more heft to it, and you get a line. Like, people want those alignment aids. Versus, there's no dot, and it's all feel if you got the face held straight or not. It's all feel and visual head awareness. Like, there's no line to help you. So if that scares you, I don't want to say stay away from these putters. Use it as a training aid. But if you're going to use this as your gamer, that would be a con. And another pro is for the money. This feels really good. Like, this is far from the worst feeling putter I've ever hit. And I hope you found that informative and enjoyed it. New Scott out.